afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Josh Guillory Show. I am your grateful host. And in studio with me, my main man, Jamie Osho.
Happy Monday, everybody! It's the beginning of the week. It's going to be a great one.
Yes, I'm with you on that. Bringing the energy. I like your shirt.
Thanks.
Hey, you know how you can see it?
Rumble.com.
Go to rumble.com. We're broadcasting live on rumble.com. Go look up the Josh Guillory Show. Very easy to access. We're also on my X page at Josh Guillory USA and our show's socials. We're also live from the KPEL studios, and a shout out to our KLFY Plus viewing audience. All righty, let's go straight to it.
Do it.
The shutdown may be coming to an end. The House has to still vote on the little mini buses. Omnibuses. That's what it really is, an omnibus bill. But anyway, hey, look, so to get there though, took a little help. 8 Democrats. Well, let's talk about it. I'm going off of a piece from the Daily Caller News Foundation. So 8 Senate Democrats, we saw that, it's all over the news, broke ranks with Chuck Schumer. What? To advance a deal that could finally end this government shutdown. Day 41, right? Day 41? Yeah, longest in history. The Senate voted late, 60-40 last night to move forward, or yesterday, to move forward on a House-passed resolution. That's what the one that the House had passed, clean bill. Really the one that the Senate's been blocking 14 times, I think. 14 they vote. 14 times Chuck Schumer and crew chose non-Americans over Americans. But shout out to these guys. Tim Kaine, what? When I saw his name, I was like, whoa, boy, have the winds changed.
He was almost the vice president.
He was close. Tim Kaine, Jean Shaheen, that's not Rashid's.
It's just Gene.
Oh, Gene, sorry, I'm from here.
It's spelled John, though.
I know.
I hear you.
Maggie Hassan.
Hassan.
Yep. Jackie Rosen. Go ahead.
Rosen.
Catherine Cortez Masto.
Mm-hmm.
Dick Durbin.
What? You figured it was, yeah, he would be the one.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, old school.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey,
centrist.
man. Yeah,
all of these names. That's old school. You talk about old Democrats, that's them.
Centrist. Tim Kaine is first.
I don't know.
Well, and then independent Angus King. Got an interesting name. He has a name that seems like you'd be from Maine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
don't
know. John
why.
Bolton, though.
He like him and John Bolton, don't
twinsies.
I know they have a different reaction when they hear the word war.
Let's go blow some stuff up.
Angus King's just chilling in the woods of Maine.
There's your boy Tim.
On his motorcycle. He drives a motorcycle.
Does he?
Yeah, it's my understanding.
Well, with a name like Angus King,
I'm just saying.
he's a cattle farmer or something.
So shout out to these guys. You know, hey, whatever your motivations are, appreciate it. I think you did the right thing. So the deal, this was what's so funny. We're fighting. This funds the government all through January of 2026. So, woohoo! Back at it. But hopefully we take some time the next month and a half to get some solid legislation in. All right, so let's talk about why. Like, what's the why? These 8 guys and gals that chose country over their political gains. I guess the 15th round, but that's okay. Doesn't matter how you see the light, you saw the light. But why did they crack? Because of the pressure. I mean, but where's their why do they have the pressure? Because they're on a foundation of wrong. When when you're fighting for the wrong thing, usually it does. I mean, it wins maybe at first, but in the long run, it doesn't.
It was common sense. I mean, a very, very simple thing. Let's just vote on this before it expires.
Yeah.
But let's put the government back in business before we do it.
Well, and these guys, they know. Some of them are up for re-election. Some of them have their colleagues they need to get re-elected. And They cracked because, well, the Democrats' strategy didn't work. It wasn't working in the polls. It's not working for Americans, but let's talk Democrat language. It wasn't working, or Rhino language. It wasn't working for the polls. You get what I'm saying? But think about this. For 41 days, they have held out not to protect us, not to protect Americans. But to keep flowing money to people that aren't even citizens, to keep flowing money to programs that have failed, to keep the federal government bloated and bloated and bloated without any resolve, without any end in sight. That's what they chose. And these 8 knew. And maybe some of them had to maybe it was their turn to take one on the chin. I don't know how that works in the land of Oz. But maybe they really wanted to do the right thing. Maybe they had enough. Or maybe they saw, man, our team's really not pitching a good game here. You know what I'm saying? Our team's kind of selling a bill of goods, a bag of goods. It's like, come on. So Schumer and his crew, though, again, why? Who are they fighting? I think the American people are going to eventually ask, if they're not asking already, like, who are all these leaders fighting for? And we keep going back to Trump. Love him or hate him, you can't really reasonably argue that he doesn't understand who he's fighting for and what he's fighting for. And it's always for the American people or to further American interests. You may not like how he's doing it. You may not like the strategy. You may not think you have a different approach, but you never have to question who he wants to win. It's always America first. Always. Sometimes he wants to win so bad that he goes against our constitutional principles that we as conservatives like with the National Guard stuff. All right. I didn't say, let me take that back. It's not beyond constitutional parameters because the courts have ruled that he is okay doing that. And I just think that we have other options before we go there, especially with states who have local issues. But that's a topic of another day. But Trump fights for the American people. Even when we disagree how we get there, I never question. That's so small. I heard Moon was talking about carbon capture earlier today and how, if someone said that Trump was for it, and Moon was like, I don't think he's for it. But if he is, this would be something we disagree with. Doesn't mean we don't like the guy. We love him. Trust me. If it was constitutional for him to run for a third time, I'd vote for him a third time. I voted for him every time he's been on my ballot, primary and general. But I'm just saying, you never have to question where his loyalty is. And who are these guys? But what are these, even these 8? You had to vote for it 14 times or against it. Who are they fighting for? Well, it's follow the money. Follow their little mini omnibus bills. It's for left-wing NGOs, non-government organizations, for programs that put America last, for non-Americans over Americans, for bloated bureaucracy that you don't even see or feel right now, but yet we're going to have to fund some of that. But it's still, for the most part, a clean bill, and I'll give those 8 credit. But we have to see why and who we're fighting for when we're talking about our leaders. That's my opinion. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. Good afternoon to all the folks. We're broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Also broadcasting live on rumble.com. I want to see you over there. We got a little chat going. Kill Switch, appreciate you. Big Tib, us. Come join us over there at rumble.com. Look up the Josh Guillory Show. Shout out to our KLFY Plus audience. We certainly appreciate that. Appreciate you. So, let's keep talking about this shutdown. It seems to be important. So here's the deal. Bottom line, I mean, yes, it seems like it's going to end, but I think it's more about these guys just blanked, I think that they know. I mean, they thought if they dug in long enough, they wouldn't have to. If they dug in long enough, Republicans would cave, and I got to give them credit on this one. Or that Trump would fold just to get a deal. And he did offer a deal, a clean bill through the House that would keep the country at least open and got rid of some bloat. Now what we need to do is codify all these expenditures that we're not making right now. Make those long-term cuts. But the American people at some point, and I think they're here. And I think the polls show it. Maybe in these 8 Democrats' district or state, or it would be their state. I don't know. They did the right thing. I'm not going to question why. But the American people, I think, are starting to ask the right question. Why are we paying for this circus at all? Why are we even paying for this circus? Think about that. Think about it. So these 8 guys, I mean, what do you think? Why do you think they folded and went over?
Well, I don't know. We were talking in the break a little bit about, he agreed to, he promised.
Who's he?
Senator Thune
Yep.
promised that they would bring up Obamacare for a discussion, if not a vote, in December or by December, which is fantastic. It's what should have been done all this time. Why did it take 40 days to get to this point? Why wasn't it just like, hey, if you guys just vote, let's just keep it going. I promise you we'll put this on the docket.
Okay. So Thune didn't have that duty. Thune had a clean bill from his Republican counterparts in the House. And think about this. If a wise person just told me maybe, so if you look in this whole time, Republicans haven't changed anything. They passed a bill. They haven't changed a single thing. They haven't changed their approach. They haven't changed their position. They fund the government. They have a clean bill. What's to argue about? And the Democrats waited 40 days to just change one behavior, okay? And then all of a sudden the government's opening. So it just goes to show that it's not the Republicans that kept this government shut down. It is the Democrats. When the only thing that changed was that Democrats did something different. And when they did something different, the government seems like it's going to open again. But now to your point, to Senator Thune, if he had that idea 40 days ago.
I mean, it's pretty much the only thing that they were yelling about, or the biggest thing that they were yelling about.
I never heard the concession, we'll put it to a vote and we'll vote for it. I never heard that.
That's what I'm saying. Why? That's my question is why.
Because common sense is not common in D.C.
Yeah. On the brighter side, now that we've moved past this, there's no reason for Speaker Johnson not to swear in the Arizona Congresswoman, which means you got all the signatures you need for the Epstein
to release those files.
Just saying. We can maybe get some answers on that this week.
My take, I don't have any polls on this. I would say an overwhelming majority of Republicans say release the files. I'm one. Release those files, okay? But a overwhelming majority of Republicans in Congress voted against it, right? It's only like 2 Republicans, Massey, and who's the other one? Maybe one other one?
Well,
no?
MTG voted for it.
Okay, 2.
She's hardcore, wants them released.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's a couple more guys. But my point is, why is it that the Democrat Party's pushing it? Now, I have a feeling if President Obama was in office that the Republicans would be pushing it and the Democrats would be fighting against it. But I don't know. I have no clue. We know Clinton because we have pictures.
Well, and flight logs.
Flight logs, right? Gosh, that's crazy.
Well, maybe we should look into the ones who are hardcore pushing against it. I mean, what you trying to
You don't
hide
have
there,
to look
partner?
at you don't have to look at anything if you just release everything.
Yeah.
Think about it. You don't have to look at anything if you just release everything. There it is. Just go do it. The people can handle the truth. We could have handled the truth in COVID if you would have given us the opportunity a little bit more collectively. There were municipalities that trusted their people, I promise you. But for the most part, we were duped collectively as a nation and as a world. We're seeing that. I think a lot of the people that were doing the duping didn't even know it. I think they are good people that just were going off of what everybody else was going off of. But I digress. So, even moderate Democrats in this situation, though, they saw it. Now, they got some friends over there in Capitol Hill, though, going a little crazy. I like to call this next segment, Dems Go Wild.
Want the truth? You can't handle the truth.
Yep, that was better than my intro. All right, Fox News, Christina Shaw has a report out. Yeah, Democrats, man. Senate Democrats, House Democrats, Democrat leadership. I'm not talking about the folks. Just talking about the leadership over there in the land of Oz. They are in full meltdown mode over there. After, as many of them call it, 8 of our own.
Betrayed Judas. Judas.
Eight of our own senators helped Republicans in the now 41-day shutdown.
They did their job.
Yeah.
Good for them.
So the Senate, as we know, finally broke the 60-day vote to move forward on a deal to reopen the government. And the reaction outside of these 8, maybe. And I left John Fetterman out. Sorry. Obviously, he's important. But the left was pure chaos. Like these guys just sold out. Like they sold out to these guys. Chuck Schumer. Oh, let's break down a few of them, should we? Some of the reactions. Chuck, Senate leader, Schumer. He voted against the bill, ranting that it created a Republican-made healthcare crisis. Like I said, Republicans stayed firm, did nothing. Democrats changed one action. All of a sudden, the government's open. So Republican made nothing. Republican made the government open. That's about it. With a clean bill, not all that added stuff, which shows Republicans, we can do it. You can do it. This is the same man who helped jam Obamacare through the Senate and created the mess that sent premiums through the roof in the first place. And he's the one that wants to preach about healthcare and healthcare costs and premiums. Bernie, feel the burn.
It was we had a very bad night.
Bernie Sanders went on one of his, little tirades there that we're coming to love and appreciate. I know I certainly am. Warning that 15 million people will lose Medicaid and the sky is falling and everything bad is about to happen, just like these tariffs. Warning, 15 million people are going to lose Medicaid and 50,000 will die every single year, according to Bernie. Doggone, that's serious. I don't know. Check his math, though. I don't know. Check those numbers. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. We're also broadcasting live on Rumble. Let me see you over there at rumble.com. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Hey, Sha. That's real, Sha. Appreciate you guys. All love you. Thank you. Thank you. Join us over there at rumble.com. Shout out to our listening audience over there at KLFY Plus. All right, my favorite part of the whole show, the phone lines. Let's open them up. Mr. Bobby. You should have went to the other nice caller who's been waiting so long.
Oh, sorry. I took him in order.
That's okay. What's up, Mr. Bobby?
Hey, this is Bobby Gilroy. I'm changing my last name.
I love it. Welcome to the family. Me, you, and Albert.
I'm afraid to say Landry. I'm afraid to say Landry to anybody I don't know, so I say Gilroy, and they say, "Oh my God." Hey, there's no doubt. You know, Trump is a smart guy. All right.
Yeah, agreed.
But these Republicans and Democrats are just causing more problems between themselves. And if you remember, Trump ran as a populist.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But we got a two-party system here. But I'm gonna make a prediction.
Okay.
Whoever's going to run, I think it'll be Nance or Speaker Johnson. That's a smart guy too. I like him.
Oh, me too. Very
he's
smart.
trying to get that thing straightened up. I think this afternoon. But anyway, I'm gonna make a prediction. I'm gonna say it's the lizard from California with the mayonnaise in his hair. He's gonna run a Democrat Party president.
You think so? Do you think he'll get it though? Well, I mean, we're all agreeing that
I think he will, but I think he will, but he won't win.
Agreed. I think he'll run. I think he'll have a strong showing. But just historically, just looking at the Democrat nomination process over the last 20 years, I mean, again, Howard Dean, you know.
Fetterman should run.
If Fetterman won, okay, so here's the deal. Newsom has a better chance than beating Fetterman in the Democrat Party, like to get the nominee.
That's right.
Fetterman has a better shot of winning the presidency. That's the thing. What do you think, Mr. Bobby?
Oh, yeah, well, he's from Pennsylvania, huh?
Yeah, there's something in the water over there, man. They reach across the aisle.
Yeah, exactly. That's, he woke up.
Yep, exactly.
Well, I don't want to say woke up, but he woke up.
I get
Copy
it.
out.
Hey, Roger. Thank you. All right, caller. Thanks for your patience. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Josh. Hey, Jamie.
Hey.
Hey, look, I'm a little bit off topic, but, the whole government was shut down to try to stop wasteful spending. And look, man, I'm a little hot. I just drove down Jefferson Street, and, Josh, I'm going to say it was a real pleasure when you were the mayor. We saw a lot get done, and you took a lot of heat for things. But if you drive down Jefferson Street, you can see where $250,000 just got spent, and it doesn't look like a whole bunch of nothing. So I don't know if anybody wants to talk about that in the next hour. But,
I know what you're talking about.
It's just sad to see. It's sad to see money just getting flushed down the toilet like that.
Well, hey, look, I appreciate it, and I appreciate the call, and thanks for the kind words. Look, everybody, just pray for our local government, pray for our mayor, president, administration. We're all pulling for, different priorities, but this is one, infrastructure, keeping our place clean. I think most folks would appreciate that. So, yeah, man, just, keep plugging away, communicate with the folks that are in charge, that are leading us, and keep them in your prayers and wish them the best. That's what I do. All right, Warren, what's up, Warren? Bring some common sense to all this.
It's because McDumbus is upon us. You see this woke stuff going on everywhere. I think you used the word dupe a while ago. I think you really meant swindle, huh, counselor? Because that's what it all is a big swindle. You see everything from the medical system to COVID-19 to carbon capture. When are people going to realize there's a pattern here to these people swindling us? They've all taken care of themselves very well. Their kids will probably inherit a lot of money. But it's time to say enough is enough, and the Democrats are fixing to lose their mind because Trump's going to get a third term because it's about to be World War III. I just went and get me 60 gallons of water. That ain't a drop in the bucket, but you better start putting your eggs in the basket. Thank you, Josh.
Hey, thanks, Warren. Always appreciate it. And that man always packs a punch. Lot and a little.
He's prepping.
Let's go back to the phone lines, shall we? Caller, you're live on the Josh Giller Show. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Will in Lafayette. Hey, correct
Will.
me if I'm wrong, but of the 8 that flipped, I don't think any of them are up for re-election for another like 4 or 6 years, if I'm correct.
See.
You know, and not only that, but I mean, y'all know the memory of the American people lasts until maybe November the 11th or 12th or something like that. So, and then, if you'll notice the timing of it, it was after the No Kings rally, and then it was also after the Virginia election. And after all that was done, I think Schumer just went ahead and gave them the go-ahead, since y'all aren't up for re-election, y'all do this. And if you get to the Epstein file, so that file sat in Biden's hands for 4 years? Man, I don't trust anything that's in that file. At this point, I believe it's probably like a Democrat trap, and they had set it up for the next 4 years just in case, and here it is. They're trying to spring the trap and get us to release it. So, I mean, dude, I don't care. I could really care less. Just keep winning on everything else.
I agree with you.
Y'all have a great day. Talk to y'all later.
Love it. Will in Lafayette, man. That was a great call, dude.
Never thought about it like that. That's interesting.
So let's break the first part. Okay, so I had said earlier, they're probably up for re-election. No. I probably stand corrected. And Will, you are probably more right than I was on that. I would, yeah. It's easier after all the left wing stuff had passed, the election had passed. Schumer's probably like, who are my least vulnerable in the few? Okay, yeah, they'll forget. Here you go. We'll give you enough liberal wins before then to build up your points. You know what I'm saying? So let's go back to the phone lines. Hello, my dear friend, Mr. Blue Wave. What's up, my Democrat friend?
Damn, that was quick. Okay, like I said, it's gonna be a big blue wave next year. I can tell you that right now. We're gonna take it back.
Red wave.
Take it back.
No, Mr. Blue Wave.
Yeah.
Red. Hey, but do you tell your friends that are Democrats? Do you tell them that we're friends?
What?
Do you tell your Democrat friends that me and you that we're friends? I tell my Republican friends we're friends.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
I no problem with that.
That's what I'm saying.
Like I said,
yeah.
We're gonna take it back.
All right, Mr.
You'll
Blue
have
Wave.
a good day.
Thank you. My day is always better after talking to that gentleman. But we're disagreeing. It's going to be a red wave. Come on now. Hey, speaking of, all right, so burning all them, we were talking about, well, why would, what's the reaction here? And man, some of these Democrat folks, they're not too happy about it. I don't know, even Ro Khanna over there. California. So there's a representative from California over there, and he even turned on Schumer. Look, I'm reading it. He says he's, quote, no longer effective. This is a sitting Democrat in the House that just straight up said that about the Democrat leader. And that's unlike Democrats. A little infighting.
Where's your loyalty?
A little infight. Hey, look, I would like to believe that these folks their loyalty is to the country, but it's more loyal to that woke, way extreme left wing of the Democrat Party. So let me translate all this. It really is the activist wing in total control. It is in total control, and it's the coasts. The coasts are controlling. You got AOC on the East Coast. You got Newsom, and now you got Ro Khanna. Man. But that is absolutely what is happening. And they're ready to do. They will throw grandma off the bus to get to where where they want to go to. This particular wing, they have a minority of the Democrat Party, but they have a majority of the airwaves, and we're seeing it. Adam Schiff, Chris Murphy, all these guys. Come on now. All right, I wish I had more time in this segment. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back, and I cannot wait. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We're broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Also broadcasting live on rumble.com and rebroadcast on KLFY+. Hello to you. All right, let's do it. So Adam Schiff now.
Oh, boy.
So he, of course, voted against the bill to open up the government again. I guess that would be 15 for him. 15 times he chooses non-Americans over Americans. And I'm being nice when I say that. I could be saying he's choosing illegal aliens, but that hurts people's ears, and I'm just trying to meet folks where they're at. Even the wokesters can kind of understand a fact, like non-American over American. They just say it's okay. We say it's not okay. Those guys say it's okay, but they at least recognize it's a fact. So it's a fact, Jack, Adam Schiff, and crew, that you really did support non-Americans over Americans. And maybe that's cool with you. It's not cool with me. But he was true to form, recorded. I mean, did y'all see this? He recorded this dramatic video in the rain, moaning that it was a dark and gloomy night.
Adam Schiff did?
Yes.
Gross.
The man probably carries a portable spotlight just to find a shadow to stand under.
Brings his social team with him, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Gotta make them
Capture
TikToks.
this. Capture this.
Y'all, I'm about to toot. Make sure you got the cameras rolling. It's special.
Show. Chris Murphy, not Charlie Murphy. He whined that this would embolden Trump. So that's a reason not to vote for America, because it'll embolden Trump. Good leadership right there. Speaking of Trump, though, and I don't claim to be a political scientist, but I would imagine that the more that they cry about Trump getting stronger, I think they have to at some point realize that he's the guy that's getting the government running. Not only open, but running, like actually running. And I think the folks are going to see that. Because when they look at one party that says, I want to stop the economy, stop the government, stop everything for non-Americans, well, you see the other party protecting taxpayers. The only thing I would say is go a little further. Go a little further. Codify those cuts. Put those cuts mandatory. Do what Senator Kennedy said. No back pay on that. You just straight up, you're going to open it, you open it.
You're not going to invoke her? Not today?
Well, I'm glad you're a good teammate.
Too little, too late?
I'm just kind of I don't know how to feel about my dear friend from Iowa. Her name is Joni Ernst. She's a senator. And she did such a good job. She found $2.1 trillion of cuts. The only problem is the good idea fairy just barely poked her on the forehead, and he needs to go back. He or she needs to go back. She needs to fly back to Iowa and say, Joni, you forgot to drop a bill. I know you would want to, but this is how you do it. I'm a bill on Capitol Hill. Go drop the bill, Joni. Save us $2.1 trillion, man.
You know what I want to know?
Aggravating.
So Schiff and Schumer calling this a Republican health care crisis.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, there was a lot that happened during the campaign, including, attempted assassination, all these things. I don't recall Obamacare being front and center. I don't recall it being a very key issue in that whole fight. And here we are, 11 months into Trump's presidency, and we shut down the government over Obamacare.
Yeah.
If that was such an issue, one, why didn't you run on it? And what have you been doing all this time in the meantime, knowing that this was looming to prevent it from happening? What have all of you been doing for 11 months, knowing that this was on the horizon, not doing a dang thing to address it? Y'all all let this happen.
All of them did, both sides. So, and that's what MTG was saying. She's like, look, you can't just cut people off without a plan. You just can't do that. I mean, and we agree on that. We agree on that. And you can have let me go a little step further. You could even cut spending to cover the costs. I know where you can find $2.1 trillion. See, that's where I should have dropped it. Hey, look, let me switch gears a little bit as we close out the first hour. Something a little different. I stumbled on this. Kind of interesting. Edmund Fitzgerald. Have you ever heard of that?
I have now.
Yeah, it's a boat. Okay, so it's a boat that was shipwrecked. So it's also, we'll talk about it. So 1975. So this little book is popular online. It's a lot of folks are following it. It's kind of interesting story. So it sank, and it sank in Lake Superior. And Lake Superior, from my understanding, has some pretty heavy storms. I mean, these guys in this particular boat at some point was facing 25-foot waves, things like that. 29 men died on the boat doing their jobs with grit. That's a hard job. That is a hard job. And true to form, the captain's last words, like on the radio there, we are holding our own. We are, whoo! And he's a veteran captain there. He was actually supposed to retire like the next month, ended up passing away. But my understanding is none of their bodies are found.
What?
So the shipwreck's there. The families wanted to make it like a National Historic Site. So you could, and I think they did. So now, and they have a service like once a year over there. But it's pretty interesting. If you guys, it's 50-year anniversary there. Just Google Edmund Fitzgerald, Lake Superior. It's kind of, I stumbled across it. It's kind of interesting to me. I liked it.
What's the name of the song?
Who
sings it?
Yeah, Gordon Lightfoot.
Lightfoot.
Yeah, so you can. It's a very haunting song, they say, but it's kind of like old folklore type stuff and folksy type music. But yeah, look, it's connecting. I think what connects the most, like, I'm not doing much service here, but if you look at like kind of the courage of the crew, kind of the work they had to go through, just that struggle, it's really caught up. It's not just in the Michigan area, the Midwest or anything like that, and kind of an interesting story if you want to go check it out. And it has everything, crime story to suspense, all built into one. And this is all in real life right here, and you can still see that in Lake Superior right now. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back, and we'll talk about a whole bunch more when we return. Don't go anywhere.
by Quinn's Towing and Recovery. For all your towing and recovery needs, call 989-0510, 989, a nickel and a dime. Right now, we've got a hit and run being worked East Milton Avenue at Eastern and Metairie. We've got a major accident West Pinhook at College Saloon. We've got another major accident West Pinhook Road at LaRue Ranch. We've got a stalled vehicle Eras Landry at Atmos Energy. We've got a minor accident 2000 block of the Badger Capital Parkway near intersection with Avondale. We've got an accident, no injuries, Ridge Road at Fieldspan. Another minor accident southwest of the Banston Freeway as we go through. And that's about it. Taking a look at the major thoroughfares, not seeing any issues I-10 or I-49 or either. Natty, if you see any issues, give us a call 337-232-1542 in the KPL News hotline, or download the KPL News app for free from your phone's app store. Send us a text message. Go check it out. Remember, traffic brought to you by Bloom's Towing and Recovery, 989-0510, 989 nickel and a dime. Stick around.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to hour number 2 of the Josh Guillory Show. We're broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Broadcasting live on rumble.com and broadcasting to our viewing audience at KLFY+. We certainly appreciate everyone. Thank y'all for tuning in. I remain your grateful host. And this gentleman in front of me, he still remains in the studio. Right?
Here we are.
All right, let's stay on the shutdown a little bit, but let's go a different little approach here. So airlines, everybody's been seeing the airlines. Everybody understands kind of what's going on. I feel like we do, but it's worth noting. President has been very clear. Get back to work, and I think now he has every right to demand that for sure. So airlines, we know, canceling, delaying thousands of flights as day 41 looms over us of the shutdown. And the FAA orders traffic reductions across 40 major markets. Now, the Senate passing the CR, that's going to help reach a lot, a lot of common sense. All right, so a few little facts just to bring everybody up to speed. FAA cutting traffic 10% in 40 high-volume markets overall. Cancellations running around 1,500. Saturday, look at this, 2,900. It's a lot. 2,900 folks had to redo their plans. 1,600 Sunday. 7,000 delays yesterday. I mean, these are real people. 1,100 plus so far earlier this morning. Cuts rising to 6%, let's see, of Tuesday of last week. Now look at this. American Airlines, 1,400 cancels, 57,000 delay minutes.
How many?
57,000. Jeez. That's crazy. That adds up. All right. Now, the CR is going to extend till January 2026. We hope that we won't have this silliness again. We appreciate the 8 Democrats that have crossed the aisle in the Senate. House members have already ordered back for a potential vote. That's good. Even Department of Transportation's Duffy, the secretary, says safety first, controllers unpaid. That's kind of his summary, okay? Again, Trump is just like Mr. Bobby said, populist. I just call him a winner. Might not have the same ideology all the time, but for the most part we do. But he proposed a $10,000 bonus. Man's thinking like a business owner. Let's go. Get these guys to work. The NATCA is warning safety margins have eroded under the no-pay stress. That's not good. That's not good. And this whole reservist ATC option that's floating around is described, well, actually probably implemented, more of a patch. It's definitely not a fix. Definitely not a fix. So now all the folks that we're seeing, that we stumble across, you look at CNN, you look at Fox News, you look at all of them, you know, all the experts, they're saying backlogs will linger even after reopening, and that's why you see the president right now going on national TV saying, hey, get back to work, urging them. Pay's coming. Let's go. So basically what we saw is not only Democrats holding the government hostage through illegal alien demands, things like that, but not only did we see them hold hostage to force through their preferred health care subsidies in the middle of peak travel season. So not only all that, they just ignore the potential wins for our country because they hate one man more than they love our country. And that's sick and sad. And no one should be in elected office that believes that way. But the country got flights cut. We saw that. Missed paychecks, chaos at airports, and so on and so on and so on. Voters, look what they got. What did voters get? Leverage games. That's what the voters got. That's what constituents got during this whole process. Leverage games. Remember that? Families got floor sleeping overnights in terminals. That strategy met a wall when 8 of their own crossed over, funded the government. I'm kind of with Will now. When he called earlier, I'm kind of with Will on this one. It was just their turn to take it on the chin. They're not running for re-election. The folks, especially the Democrats, will forget about it because we'll give you all these liberal wins for your primary. You'll be all right.
Has anybody ever gone to the ballot box and be like, man, I remember that one time they shut down the government. I ain't voting for Bill this one.
This one may be different. This one may be, it's the longest one in American history. This one may be different. This one really hit folks. I'm just saying. But you're probably right. You're probably right. Probably right. But again, as we were talking about, flights and these 8 Democrats, kudos to those guys who put passengers and paychecks ahead of party, frivolous, silly demands. So safety comes first. That's what our FAA is saying. The FAA's job is to slow the system before it breaks. That's why you're seeing the 10% reductions in major areas. That's why you're seeing some of the changes, or at least temporary changes we're seeing. Mandatory reductions, by the way, probably the most blunt instrument, but that's what they have to use. This is what they have to use. Now, Trump, again, he ain't holding back. Controllers get to work. And he said that the controllers who kept showing up should be rewarded. Hey, that I would agree. You got to clear that through all your legal hurdles and bureaucratic hurdles. See, to Trump, he don't understand that. Like, what are you talking about? These guys work when no one else did. I mean, come on. I think most folks would agree. Figure it out. But here's... See, I don't understand. I mean, what's your take on all this on the FAA?
Well, my thought is the government shouldn't have been shut down in the first place. You're playing with people's money at this point. Like I said, you had 11 months to fix all this. Well, 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, whatever. You could have fixed it before. Now you're playing with people's lives and you're playing with people's safety. And it's a shame. It's just...
But kudos. Now, I'm telling you, though, one thing we found out a whole bunch of stuff about our country during this shutdown. One is we have entire agencies out there that are not existing right now, and no one knows. No one even notices it. Shouldn't we be able to agree as Americans, not just Republicans and Democrats, that those, at least the jobs that we really didn't notice, the agencies we really didn't notice, or the functions of certain agencies that we just didn't notice, that means we don't need it. Can we at least agree on that? Shouldn't we at least be able to agree on that? That we don't want to waste American dollars on things that don't work? You see what I'm saying? All right, when we get back from the break, hey, we're going to talk about, there's two genders. Did you know that?
I sure did.
It's always been that way, and we needed 9 justices, or at least 6 of them to tell us. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the KPEL Studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. We're also broadcasting live on Rumble. Go check us out at rumble.com. Look up the Josh Guillory Show. We certainly appreciate you guys. Shout out to our audience on KLFY+. So, Supreme Court. Man, the courts have been busy, but I don't see it getting as much news as other cases. I wonder why. So, the Supreme Court has ruled that President Trump's administration can enforce a policy requiring U.S. passports to reflect a person's biological sex at birth. Now, why did we need a court ruling for this? Why did we need a doggone... And how could any jurist disagree? And I think it was a 6-3, right? I think we had a three justices actually said, no, you should be able to say whatever the heck you want. You can conceal your identity if you're a man. You can say you're a woman. We don't care. Matter of fact, if you don't even want to put your right name, if you want to identify as like a different name, that's cool too. And if you want to identify as whatever, I mean, why stop at pronouns? Like, think about it. Or genders. Why stop at genders? Why not? I mean, if you can identify as whatever you want.
Because it leaves those people vulnerable to increased violence, harassment, and discrimination, all because of what it says on their passport.
Yeah, that's what they say. All right, so the Supreme Court has ruled, again, you can do it. The decision pauses lower. The reason why it's at the Supreme Court is because a lower court said they tried to keep the Biden era X marker. That little system, they wanted to keep that alive, and let's and also, though, it lets the executive order take full effect while litigation continues. Okay, well, that's good. But the Supreme Court at least said enough is enough. So, again, the ruling lets Trump enforce his January order way back last January, seems like 10 years ago, defining two sexes, male and female. Based on birth records.
Well, you can't make babies with them third genders. Don't work like that.
It won't work. No matter how many times you identify, it won't work. It just won't. The court's majority said the rule is not discriminatory because it records a historical fact, like birthplace. True. The three liberal justices, they dissented. It was led by Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. They argued the policy could do exactly what Jamie just said, cause harassment or violence towards transgender individuals just by your birth certificate, just by putting what you were born as and what you are. The State Department must now issue passports based on birth sex only. Thank you. Common sense. No offense to someone if they're suffering and they're identifying as things. I get it. I mean, I don't really get it, but, you don't have to bring the rest of the 99.5% of the population with you. That's all I'm saying, okay? We can still give you compassion and love, but we're not feeding into that baloney stuff anymore, all right? That baloney sandwich stuff says BS. The White House and AG Pam Bondi called it a victory for common sense and truth. I agree with them on that, for sure. I agree with them on that. Common sense. The fact that there was a lower court and three justices on the Supreme Court of the United States who disagree that on a passport you have to put one of the two only genders that you have. Like, that's okay? That's okay? That's weird. That's not normal. That's not accurate. That's a lie. You're supporting a lie. You're supporting untruths. God made a man and a woman. God made male and female. Science made that, if you want to go with a secular approach. There are biologically two genders. I don't understand why we have to keep talking about this. And if you see someone out there, just like if you see someone having a conversation with a light pole, you would be concerned over that individual's mental well-being. You would show that person compassion and love. You would not pick on them or anything like that. Most folks wouldn't. That's the same thing with someone suffering from gender dysphoria. I'm a juris doctor. I'm not a medical doctor. I didn't write the DSM-5, okay? So I'm trying to give folks a secular way to understand that there are two genders. That's it. I'm trying to meet folks where they're at. Can't get mad at me. We might have some folks listening that identify as woke, and I have to find a different path, because when I express the truth of God's creation, it might hurt their ears, and they won't get the message, and they'll still be confused. You see what I'm saying? This is about compassion. It's about understanding. That's all I'm saying. The decision, it restores sanity to one of the simplest parts of government paperwork. If you really boil this down, identification. That is, at the end of the day, what a passport really does. It tells the other country, this is who this person is. So just from a fighting crime standpoint, let's just go with that. How easy would it be for someone to change their gender? That automatically cuts 50% of law enforcement's job right there. I mean, in theory. I'm just saying, you're not making fighting crime easier by that. By not putting an accurate pronoun, you're not protecting American children from being abducted. And look, one's too much. You can call me dramatic all you want. One's too much. One's too much. And every single time an illegal alien commits a crime, you can't argue with the fact that but for them being there, that crime would not have happened. Like literally, if they weren't there. You know, I put that on social media one day and people argued with me like, oh, but, no. But I had plenty of people on the left in the comments when we discussed things rationally agree. Yes, if they're factually not there, it is literally impossible for them to commit a crime. So, because if we can't agree on facts, then how are we going to have an objective conversation? You see what I'm saying? But for an illegal alien being present to commit the crime would not have been committed. But a passport is a legal document that verifies identification. It is not a mood ring. It's not a, what do you call them? The Apple thingies or the whatever. I'm totally ring. I bought one for my wife. I don't know.
Promise ring, an engagement?
No, it tells you. It doesn't matter. It's not a mood ring. But the passport must reflect factual and verifiable information. That's the key. Oh, how convenient. I'm coming from this country and I'm going to change my gender. Oh, well, let's go verify. Hey, I'm looking for a woman named Frank. I don't know why they can't change their name either. Listen, changing their name, there's as much of a legal argument against changing identifying as a different name as there is identifying as a different sex, okay? It just doesn't make it. There is literally zero difference.
There's men named Stacy and Carol and Ashley, but you don't see them changing their genders to align with their names or any of that foolishness. It's just, it's sexual deviance, and we're glorifying it and then accusing the people who are speaking out against it of being sexual deviants. It's so bizarre, this whole thing. It's so weird.
Look, again, we all approach it with compassion, we're okay, but approach it with truth. This is a mental disorder. And don't think I'm being mean. The DSM-5 says it's a mental disorder. I didn't write the DSM-5. A bunch of medical doctors wrote that. I didn't write it. I'm just a juris doctor. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette and on rumble.com. Let me see that chat over there. We can beef that. Oh, it's getting, okay, never mind. I'll scroll down. Good job. I always enjoy it. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Let's go to Renee. Renee, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, I want to say that whenever the implication I have from the Democrats, especially, are the elites in Washington with their three-piece suits and their big-time parties, the money they have, is especially if the editor of a movie is the penthouse editor, the Greco-Roman people that precedes them in politics with the togas and all that, it's in them. That's why they don't want to have the Epstein's files, all the pronouns, all the unnatural sex cravings and activities. That's what these elites do when they're at home or go in parties or go hang out with their buddies. That's why, especially the Democrats, that's why you can't separate the politics from what the politician want, because that's in them. Kids, perversions.
Yeah, I think a lot of folks, Renee, a lot of folks are agreeing with you. I had a question for Renee.
Thought y'all were done. I'm sorry.
I was going to ask him.
Call back, Renee.
Yeah, call back, Renee. I have a question. But a lot of people are shaking their head with you. All right, let's see here. Warren. What up, Warren?
Well, all you got to do is look how much money was spent to cover up those congressmen and senators' sexual bad habits up there, and who got paid off and how they stole money, because they're good at doing that. But, President Trump said just now on the radio that Obamacare doesn't work, that the money's going to the insurance company, but it's not just the insurance company. The money's going to the hospital systems, the pharmaceuticals, and I can give you a real-world example. The last 10 years, I haven't been able to get a doctor. I haven't been able to get a rheumatologist. I finally found a rheumatologist, but the policy I got, which they say is the best, UMC doesn't take it. Charity Hospital won't take my policy. This is the biggest bunch of frauds that ever been put on American people. It's unreal what they're getting away with, and they're stealing, basically, and it's designed to fleece the flock and to steal the wealth of America. Thank you, Josh.
Thanks, Warren. Thank you, Warren. Hey, shout out to Kill Switch. Aura Ring. Yes, that's what I got, my dear sweet wife. Yes, and I need one. She says I need one because I'm competitive. She's like, your sleep score, you would get because I'm so competitive.
You sleep a lot?
No, but
I'm a competitive sleeper myself.
No. Actually, no, I struggle with it, and I need to make sure I get sleep. And my Jamie is so consistent. She's consistent bedtime, and I'm like just burning it.
I'm on old man schedule now. 9:30 bedtime. I'm usually up by 6:30 with the roosters.
Renee, hey, I got a question, Renee.
Yeah, what is that?
All right, so you mentioned togas. First of all, you made really good points. Second, you mentioned the togas, okay? Now, seriously, do you think that our Senate, like the Roman Senate, should go back to togas?
Well, it'd be a fashion thing. There is fashion that goes up and down. It have to be an extreme thing in culture to pump this back into fashion.
True.
I was saying that the toga was the three-piece suit of the time.
Agreed.
Yeah, but I mean, the toga thing, I don't know. You had Napoleon put it on Roman heading and stuff, and he's supposed to be the modern guy. He did like Roman, he dressed up sometimes like a Roman Caesar for certain events, and then you have the Africans put on their traditional clothes. The Native American Indian, he might be a businessman in a three-piece suit. He put the hat on. It's according to style and event and what the individual pushes.
So there's a chance.
Yeah, there's a chance. I'm sure it'd be expensive. I'm sure the clothing people would love that. That's
just a white sheet.
That's more clothes to put on people.
There's some I could see Schumer up there in a toga, like, we're gonna shut this down and we're mad. Give me my uncooked burgers with cheese and I'm Jewish.
The morality and the repeating history of it would fit him just right.
No
matter what his race is, because Rome was multiracial.
Thanks, Renee. I appreciate it.
Should go back to the powdered waves.
I knew Renee could handle that question. That's why I asked. What were you saying?
Should go back to powdered wigs and culottes and ruffles and all the fun things they used to have back back when our country was founded.
As a 250th anniversary celebration next year,
Put on the wig, Donald.
It's gonna be a great one.
It's a beautiful wig. Same. They match the color of my hair to a T. Gold. It's gold.
Washington wish he had one. Didn't have one. I have better teeth.
Washington had a wig?
I know, but he would say his is better.
Oh, yeah, he didn't have a gold wig.
Yeah,
He'd
right.
probably
Exactly.
get gold threads, Like,
Oh, it's something.
Most beautiful wig. I'm gonna put my crown from Malaysia on top.
He
Doing it right.
refused. He refused to put that on. What was it? I thought it was the Japanese
well, one of them.
prime minister or president. Prime minister.
Speaking of presidents, when you
Yes.
get a chance, you need to watch a miniseries on Netflix, Death by Lightning,
Okay.
about James Garfield, who many know was president for about 3 months before an assassination attempt on his life. He was shot, and a bullet didn't kill him. Actually missed all his major organs. Would have lived, be it not for the surgeon didn't clean his hands, and he used unsterile, so he had sepsis and died. He didn't have to, but it's such a great, entertaining 4-episode miniseries. Go check it out. Death by Lightning.
Death by Lightning. Wow.
Netflix.
Wow. Okay.
Love, you know me. I love American
I
history.
know.
Finally finished my Lincoln book.
I got you, man.
It's if you think that our issues today are unique to us, every generation has their same issues that are equal in magnitude as the ones we're facing now. So this is cyclical, I think.
Yeah, I would imagine. So to wrap a bow on the Supreme Court, we're going to go back to the courts here after in a little bit here. But to wrap a bow, we saw it's down ideology. I can't understand Justice Sonia Sotomayor, and I'm serious, because she was sworn in, I think 2010, if I'm not mistaken, and it was a different type of left back then. No, really, it was a different kind of left. I mean, like Obama wasn't pushing all that transgender stuff. He wasn't. I mean, he really wasn't.
He was just kind of staying mum and letting the party do the work on that.
Except when Obergefell, he did light up the White House, but he never. Look, I think we can all agree the left was not the left in 2010 that we're seeing today. The woke was not there. It's a different type of Democrat. So I'm curious. And then Elena Kagan, I get it. You were the president of Harvard Law School. I get it. You definitely are liberal without a doubt. But I never took her to be fringe. I really didn't. No. Left, liberal, absolutely, but not fringe. No, Justice Jackson has shown a little kick.
She's wild, man. She's out there.
See, as an officer of the court, I gotta make sure I'm obtaining my duties here.
She don't even have a right blinker in her car because she can only go left.
Well, but she's been pretty vocal about it. But to the justice's defense, consistent.
Mm-hmm. And then back to Kate.
And it seems like that represents the new left. It seems like Justice Jackson's ideologies kind of embrace that new left, that more what we as most Americans would call extreme. Hey, some folks say we're extreme. I don't know. I think we stay true to how we were built, and we shouldn't change. I don't know. I mean, unless it's like moral, but we fix those.
I think Justice Kagan and our friend Randy Weingarner or whatever, the public school union lady, I think they could be sisters.
Oh, you think?
They have that same kind of Karen-esque. No offense to any
Justice
Karens out there.
Kagan, you think so?
Oh yeah, she looks like an angry butchy lesbian.
Let me tell you how different our times are. Oh, come on. Let me tell you our different times, how different times are. When Justice Kagan was nominated, my understanding is Justice Scalia, one of the most conservative justices in the history of the High Court, was the one that recommended her to President Obama. And it was very straightforward. And he was a senior guy. It made sense. Hey, Mr. President, we don't see eye to eye on ideology. Neither does this lady, Elena Kagan. But she's objective. And she's she has good ethics. So I recommend her. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. We're going to talk about another little case. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. Broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Also broadcasting live on Rumble. Let me see you over there, rumble.com. Certainly appreciate you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to the United States Marine Corps. So, to all you Marines out there, both current and former never ex, I got that. I got you, my brethren. Happy birthday to you, and thank you for answering the call, and thank you for all that you do for our great country and all that you have done. To the Marine Corps and to all of our branches, to include the new Space Force, thank you. We love you. And Space Force, I'm up, man. I'm still an officer. Like, come on. I just want to go once a month to space. Like, I still say I can do it.
Yeah,
That's
1 week
once
in a
a
month,
year.
2
That's
weeks
what
a year.
I'm saying.
In space, on the moon.
The Space Force, I hear, is going to have a guard component, maybe. I don't know, or a reserve component.
A reserve?
Just put me in space. I don't need to do anything else.
Hey, but for 250 years, Marines have been around 250 years this year. You think 250 years ago they thought we'd be talking about a Space Force?
No.
Or shutting down the government?
And let me tell you what else they wouldn't have been talking about. Pronouns.
Oh, man.
Let's talk about it, shall we? Let's do it. So the Sixth Circuit, this is the federal Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals. That's in the Ohio area, I think Kentucky and all those from Tennessee, a little bit northwest, northeast of Ohio. But a major free speech case came out of this circuit, and it has parents celebrating, and it has a few little woke school bureaucrats kind of fuming. So the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals has ruled against the Olentangy, I hope I got it right, Olentangy local school district's gender pronoun policy, siding with Parents Defending Education, which is a national group that said the district violated students' constitutional rights by forcing them to use preferred pronouns. All right, so the Sixth Circuit ruled 9-7, so all of them. So 9-7 that the district's policy, the school district's policy, violates students' First Amendment rights. The policy had banned offensive gender-related language and required use of peers' chosen pronouns. Whether you had a sincere belief or not in that, whether you're with the rest of America and common sense or not, you got to use the pronoun that guy or gal says, no matter what. Now, the court said that the district failed to prove that such speech disrupted school operations or infringed others' rights. The judge, Judge Eric Murphy, he wrote the majority opinion, so you can Google that if you want, but it basically said schools cannot, quote, skew the debate by forcing one side to change its message. Made sense. Okay, well, maybe, yeah. Dissenting Judge Jane Stranch wrote her entire opinion without using any gender pronouns.
Or commas.
Just kidding. In all caps.
No Oxford commas.
Sending that message, no pronouns. The decision reverses a 2024 panel ruling. That's why you probably saw all the judges. And orders a preliminary injunction blocking the policy. Ohio teachers unions admit similar rules exist in other districts statewide, so you better watch it. They didn't cause any trouble in this one. You thought they were, though. So the ruling, huge win for free speech, huge win for parents, that's for sure, and really for every student who's tired of walking in to a doggone classroom or school or university having to walk in on eggshells, and all for what? Gender politics?
Where it's getting to a point where our presence is just offensive to people. Like,
I mean, my goodness,
especially white men.
It was tough. White male, straight Christian, straight white male,
cisgender.
That's a thing.
Yeah,
right?
cisgender, white male, Christian.
Who said that?
They.
Oh, by the way, I'll end the show on this. Ran across a Harvard study over the weekend, a 2012 Harvard study.
Okay.
And it puts Gen X ending at the end of 1984. So that puts me one of the few categories in Gen X. All the other ones I see myself in Gen Y. So again, at some days I'm an OG millennial. At other days I'm just a young Gen X. And that's why, my friends, I am transgenerational.
Whatever matters to you, my boy.
You can call me Josh. I identify as a male. All right, guys, stick around. No, we're done. Oh, no. Oh, why we have to have a 22-hour break?
Joe's next.
Yo, that's good. We're going to be all right. Joe Cunningham's following. All right, guys, God bless you. Thank you for sticking around. Be safe out there. And may God, and be kind.
And may God bless you.
Yeah.